Dozens of Crimean Tatars have taken to social media to voice their displeasure with the Russian occupational authorities of the Ukrainian peninsula. Their latest objection is the Russian authorities' treatment of a Crimean Tatar heritage landmark, the Khan's Palace in Bakchisaray. The occupation authorities started to restore the palace, but they have not used any restoration or architecture specialists. Instead, they've employed ordinary workers who are causing damage to the historic building. Crimean Tatars want an official answer from Russia, who authorized the restorations and is carrying out the work.
Russia's main task here is to eradicate both the history of Crimean Tatars and the people themselves, physically and spiritually. And the greatest monument that has meaning for the Crimean Tatar people, the spiritual center, is of course the Han Sarai. It's very important that the entire world starts to talk about this.
The palace is dated to the 16th century. Now it's the only standing example of Crimean Tatar palatial architecture. It contains a main building, an official greeting hall, harem, a mufti house, a tower, gardens, and a fountain. The palace embodies the Muslim conception of how the Garden of Paradise looks. As a result of the recent restorations, unique beams and murals have been damaged, according to the activists. They warn that instead of the historic architecture, pieces will instead be replaced with modern steel and concrete.
This is just destruction. I think that everyone understands that where we're talking about saving unique historic monuments, any interference without special methods for saving the originality of the structure, without doing all the necessary things, this is just murder of that historical monument.
The Ukrainian Ministry of Culture intends to ask for the help of international organizations, including UNESCO. Before the occupation of Crimea, the Khan's Palace was a candidate for inclusion into lists of World Heritage Objects.
This is a subversion of the concepts of civilized restoration. They're just pouring concrete into what should instead be restored. Authentic wooden beams, tiles, those parts that actually give the Khan's Palace the credence to be included in UNESCO lists. This is a violation of all international conventions. The occupying country, in accordance with international law, must preserve the world's heritage before the decision of the court or political decisions.
Crimean activists, along with officials from Kiev, will be asking UNESCO to send a visiting commission to Bakchisaray to check up on the Khan's Palace.